How's it going, everybody? Halfway Curly here. I know it's been a very long time, almost 6 months since my last video, and wholeheartedly, that wasn't my plan. I'm not gonna sit here and tell you guys a sob story, this and that, why I haven't been posting. But my goal is to try to lock in. I obviously haven't done the best of that. I would like to grow this channel, and I'm gonna try to be more consistent, and hopefully, with me being more consistent, the channel can grow. But anyways, yeah, sorry I've been gone, in case those who care. But yeah, here we go. UFC 303. It's time. This is supposed to be Conor McGregor versus Michael Chandler, but we all know by now it didn't become that. We got a couple replacements, a lot of replacements actually. Not only did the main event fall apart, the co-main event fell apart like 4 times. Originally supposed to be Jamal Hill versus Khalil Roundtree, then Khalil Roundtree take some tainted supplements, whatever, so he got pulled. Then he was gonna fight Carlos Ulberg, but then Jamal Hill pulled out because of an injury or something like that around the same time that Conor got injured too. So then they put Anthony Smith versus Carlos Ulberg, but then Ulberg pulled out as well, so then we ended up with Roman Dolidze fighting Anthony Smith. It's like, I think that's the most wild because that got switched up like so many times. But in the place of Conor, we got Alex versus Yuri. Not the most ideal circumstances. The first fight was amazing. It was very fun. There's a lot of debate over the stoppage. I think it was a pretty good stoppage, and I'll go into that later in the video. But we also got a very electrifying fight in Brian Ortega versus Diego Lopez, something that I'm really looking forward to, and some people think this is even better than the original co-main of Jamal versus Khalil. And so yeah, today we're just gonna break down the main card, give a couple of my predictions and the way things I think they're gonna go. And if you guys are new around here, sure to subscribe. Like I said, we're trying to grow this fan base, trying to grow this channel. I'm back, so maybe this video might be a little rusty, but we're gonna get better. We're gonna start doing Dave crazy stuff. I might introduce a face cam just because I'm also in a new place, got an apartment, and I think I could put up some cool stuff in the back, have a nice little setup. But yeah, we'll see. But anyways, let's get started in the video. So to open the main card, we have Ian Machado Gary versus Michael Venom Page, MVP. And I think this is gonna be a pretty good fight, like a very good way to start the main card. I feel like Ian was kind of pushing for that Colby Covington fight, and well, of course that would have been way more fun. Not only would the build-up be more fun, the fight might have been more fun, and this might have given Ian a chance to, if he would have beat Covington, he could have gotten up there and maybe got a title shot next. But Covington is doing everything to lose our respect and not taking any tough fights, and the fights that he does fight, he doesn't fight very good. Can't believe it's been 6 months and he still has nothing. Basically ran away from Ian, which very disappointing. I used to be a big fan of Colby Covington, but like I said, he's been going around losing our respect. So since Ian was really trying to get on this Conor card, he was trying to fight anybody, and one of those names was Michael Venom Page. Ian has said that he's really uninterested in this fight, like this didn't really motivate him or whatever. He was just happy to be with Conor on the card. Conor left, so he's like, I'm going to be the Irish guy. But as far as how the fight is looking, both of these guys are pretty similar in stature. They both have the same leg reach, they're both the same height, obviously around the same weight. Michael Venom Page has a longer reach by 4.5 inches. Another big thing is, well, Michael Venom Page is way older than him, but as they say, with age comes experience. And I think in this fight, how do I see it playing out? I see it going around 2 ways. Either it's a fun back and forth striking matchup, karate versus whatever Ian does, or it might be actually really boring where both of them are kind of hesitant to engage. They're both kind of pushing or running. One is pushing forward, one is backing up, and they're just trying to counter each other. But I mean, I've seen Ian train at Shooto Box for I don't know how long now, and that's obviously really notorious for a bunch of Brazilian pressure heavy fighters, especially like Charles Oliveira, and maybe we're gonna see a side of Ian we've never seen before. What if he starts pulling out takedowns and start going for submissions and stuff like that? He said that was the main reason he went to Brazil, to try to level up his BJJ game. Will he fight like Charles Oliveira? Of course not. I've seen interviews of him saying that he is going to, whenever he goes to, the reason he goes from gym to gym and doesn't stay anywhere is because he's trying to learn from everyone, and so he's like getting all of that and making it his own style. And when it comes to this fight, I feel like he's gonna pretty much look kind of similar to what he did in the past. And as far as who I'm gonna roll with, I don't know. I just like every so often I just have this like gut feeling of something that's gonna happen, and I don't know. I kind of see MVP going out there and like hurting Ian Gary. Like I just feel like he has more pop to his shots. He's more like unpredictable. He has that random little style, kind of like similar to KSI, where he kind of like bounces back and forth. Obviously, he implements it a lot better, and it's just a matter of like seeing how Ian like adapts to that. And you know, can I be wrong 100%? Ian has proven in the past that he is very exceptional on the feet. He's able to adapt pretty good. He doesn't really get hit that often, besides, you know, the times he has been hit. But I just see Michael Venom Page like blitzing in, catching him off guard, maybe like in the first or second round, and then dropping him, because we've seen Ian drop like from, what was it, I think it was a left hook from this Asian dude. And I feel like if Michael Venom Page was to land that, he would be more devastating. He would have more sting on his punches, and I feel like he'll put him away in the first couple rounds. The next fight on the card is Mayra Bueno Silva versus Macy Chiasson. And I've recently just seen Mayra Bueno Silva fight against Raquel Pennington on the Sean Strickland card. I thought she was doing okay, you know, like pushing the pressure, getting her takedowns, trying to rep up submissions and stuff. She just got like worked by Raquel, and obviously that's why she lost. If I'm being honest, I haven't seen too much from Macy, but you know, like I don't really pay attention too much to the women's stuff, you know. And just based on like what I saw, I'm just gonna, you know, say that Mayra Bueno Silva is probably gonna submit her in the first round, get a nice little comeback victory, maybe try to rally for a title shot. You know, I feel like Carla Harrison is gonna get it before her. But yeah, not too much to say about this fight. I just think Silva is gonna get it done by submission. On to the featured bout, we have Anthony Smith versus Roman Dolidze. I know there's a lot of hate against Anthony Smith. You know, he talks a lot of trash. He says that Alex Pereira can't grapple. He says, Alex Pereira, you suck. And, you know, Alex Pereira hates him, you know, trying to catch the fade with him. And I think that would be a very funny fight if it ever materializes. But first, he has to get past Roman Dolidze. And I feel like everything is going for the favor of Anthony Smith. I feel like he was talking about that. He was helping Jamal Hill train, and he was kind of like trying to get out there a little bit. Obviously, he's not going to be as prepared. He didn't have a full camp. He was like actively like kind of being ready, where Roman, I don't know what he's been up to. And obviously Roman is a middleweight. He's moving up in weight to someone who's bigger, and I think one of Roman's strongest thing is his grappling. But you know, Anthony Smith, he is really good when it comes to jiu-jitsu. We seen his last win, he got a guillotine, and you know, guillotines don't typically be going crazy, especially the one like in high level MMA, but he got it. Maybe that's on his opponent, who just kind of being dumb and went right into it. But what I'm getting at is that he's really good at jiu-jitsu. Even John Jones was talking about how he kind of was worried about his jiu-jitsu. So I'm just gonna go with Anthony Smith. I think he can etch out like maybe a decision or something, or I don't know. What if he surprises and gets another guillotine or submission? If he wins by submission, I'm gonna say submission by the second round, and if not, he's gonna take the decision. I hope he wins. I want to see him versus Pereira for no reason. I think it'll be the funniest thing in the world. And let's go Lionheart. Oh boys, here we go. Brian Ortega versus Diego Lopez, the co-main event. This one is gonna be electrifying. You guys already know Brian Ortega. He brings that cool cholo vibes, like super like suave, you know, real ladies man. Then we got the super electrifying Diego Lopez, always in a fun fight, always going for the finish. And when you put these two against each other, you know, I'll be very surprised if we go to the judges' scorecards. Obviously we have Diego Lopez, way hungrier, way younger, actively trying to prove something, and we have Brian Ortega. He's kind of like, I guess he's in a new state of mind where he's just trying to prove himself, trying to achieve greater stuff. And honestly, I'm really surprised he took this matchup, because like you see a lot of these top contenders, you know, they're like, oh no, this guy has to earn his way up here, you know. And like I feel like Brian Ortega, like even because he's such a big name and he's up there, he's coming off a win against Yair Rodriguez. Like, honestly, the way that things work, like, if the world didn't have Max or Volkanovski in there for the title picture, he probably could have gotten the next title shot just off that one win. But you know, since Max and Volk are kind of in line, like, to get the next title shot, he even said that he's like not gonna get his shot, like, if he sits around for like at least a year. So he doesn't want to do that. He's like not hurt. He's feeling healthy. He wants to get in there. And so when they came to this, they probably gave him a whole lot of money. Like, I mean, why would he say no? He's gonna donate it and stuff. Good on him. But yeah, very surprised he took this matchup. You know, he has like nothing to gain and everything to lose. Which in my opinion is, I give Brian Ortega a whole lot of respect for that, because I know a lot of people were talking about that he was squatting on his ranking for like years, which I mean he probably was. But now he's giving number 14th ranked Diego Lopez a chance. And how do I see the fight playing out? Oh man, you know, like, if I just like visualize it in my head, I see Diego Lopez coming out super aggressive, super fast in the opening when the bell like rings, trying to take out Brian Ortega as fast as he can. And the thing is, like, we've seen Brian Ortega get dropped by Yair Rodriguez in like their fight in the first round a couple times. And you know, maybe that was ring rust, maybe that was the fact that he rolled his ankle, this and that, and maybe he couldn't move as well. But I feel like, I don't know, I feel like Diego Lopez looks a little bit stronger than Yair Rodriguez, like, at least when it comes to his boxing and stuff. Obviously he fought lower competition than Yair, but I feel like he packs a little bit more power, you know. And I see the fight going two ways. Either when Diego Lopez goes out there and gets the crazy blitz, he hurts Brian Ortega, drops him, follows him to the ground, and they get into a super fun scramble on the floor where they're trying to out submission each other. And I feel like they're gonna do that for a while before, like, their jiu-jitsu is so high level that they kind of cancel each other out. And so then after just scrambling on the ground, they're just like, whatever, we're not doing anything here. Like, they keep like counterbalancing each other, and so they neutralize and they just stand up and get back to striking. And then maybe Diego Lopez lands another big shot, and instead of chasing the submissions again, he goes to ground and pound and maybe gets the TKO finish in the first round. But if he doesn't and Brian Ortega survives, I only see Brian Ortega getting stronger. He's used to 5 rounds. He used to grueling battles. He's been in there with Volk and Max, literally pieced up, like unrecognizable by the end of it. And I feel like if he could take that, he might be able to weather the storm. And if he does, I feel like he's gonna start picking his shots, landing big shots on Diego, and maybe rallying to a decision. I don't really see Brian Ortega finishing Diego Lopez. But at the same time, we haven't seen Diego Lopez in that much adversity yet, so we got to see how he reacts to it. But I feel like Diego Lopez has that like fighting spirit where he's gonna march forward no matter what. And so I mean, like, I just gave 2 scenarios, so which one do I think is gonna really happen? My mind is telling me that Diego Lopez is just going to outwork Brian Ortega. You know, he's way more hungry than him. He has everything to gain. He's gonna go for it. And I feel like he's gonna put him away. But then my heart, like my gut, I'm telling you, my gut has like this random feeling. I feel like Brian Ortega is just gonna pull it out the fire. He's gonna be an eagle and soar high and show that there's levels to this. Because, you know, it's a super huge jump to go from Sodiq Yusuff to Brian Ortega. And I don't know, I feel like I just have a gut feeling that Brian Ortega is gonna get it done, either by decision or, you know, if like I might, like, maybe he TKOs him, you know. Like, lands a big shot, hurts him, just starts teeing off on him until the referee steps in and stops it. So, you know, hopefully this doesn't age bad, but I'm gonna go Brian Ortega to win by TKO. Why not? Let's get it. We going with the random picks. Now we're on to the main event. This one has me very worried because I'm very emotionally invested in like my favorite fighters, and Alex Pereira is one of my favorite fighters. You know, like, I get really nervous when I see him fight. I watched him live when he fought Jamal Hill. Great memory, you know. Not trying to flex, but it was very exciting to see him win, and, you know, got him out there real quick. Yeah. And Yuri also won, but he took a lot of damage in that fight. And, you know, like, he did get the victory at the end of the day, but we can't ignore the fact that he was getting pieced up. He was getting his legs chewed up. he was like losing the fight before he got the finish. And then maybe you can say that the same thing about the first Pereira fight, where he was piecing up Alex until he got the finish. And maybe it's not about how you start the fight, but how you end it. But how do I see this fight playing out? It's tricky. I can see a world where both men win. Obviously, we've seen Alex Pereira. He's like has pretty bad striking defense. You know, he gets tagged a lot, and especially in that first fight against Yuri, he was getting hit a lot, and some of those shots look dangerous. Like, I feel like if he kept hitting him the way that he was hitting him in that first fight, Yuri could have knocked him out potentially. Like, I mean, we've all seen Alex Pereira get knocked out. Maybe that's because of the weight cut. Maybe Izzy's just the most powerful being in the universe. But Yuri throws with conviction, and he throws unorthodox from different angles. Like, he does that weird little like feint takedown, or like, I don't know, like level change, then comes up, down, you know, does weird stuff. And maybe that's why like Alex was getting hit, because he's so used to fighting conventional strikers, where Yuri is the opposite. But then at the same time, we gotta respect Alex. Like, he is a super credentialed kickboxer, you know, 2-time Glory Hall of Famer. No, sorry, double weight champion in Glory, a Hall of Famer in Glory, double weight champion in the UFC, future Hall of Famer. I think 100%. No way you can put it past him. You know, I'm gonna be biased, and I'm gonna go with, I think Alex Pereira just is gonna probably sleep him again. You've seen how Alexander Rakic was hitting Yuri really bad with the leg kicks. He was tagging him with elbows coming in. I feel like Alex can do the same thing, just because the way that Yuri fights, he has his hands super low, and like that is the way he fights, you know. And he like, it works for him for the most part. And I think Alex is just gonna catch him coming in again. Probably gonna kick him to the legs, make him really weak, not letting him have that much movement as he's used to. And when he's coming in, like, pretty similar to the way that he got him in the first fight, but this time obviously there's a lot more stipulations, because, you know, the first fight ended like bad stoppage. But I don't know, like, he literally punched Yuri so hard he went into the air, and then he fell. And, you know, granted, he was not out cold, he was like holding on for dear life because he was rocked, and then Alex was hitting him with elbows, and he literally fell back. Like, why else would you fall back unless you were kind of like out of it? And I understand, like, in that regard, why Marc Goddard stopped it, because I'm like, you just seen a guy go flying in the air, fall down, holding on for dear life, and all of a sudden he like falls back lifeless. Granted, like, he wasn't lifeless, but I feel like if he didn't pull him off, because I feel like, if I remember correctly, he like, as soon as he started falling back, that's when he stepped in. But like, let's look at it like this. Imagine that Marc Goddard didn't stop it, and everything was going good. So he was elbowing him on the side of the head. He was falling down, and as he fell down, like, if no one stopped it, Alex would have fell right into his like guard. And from there, I don't see how Alex would not just ground and pound him. Like, you saw the ground and pound like that Alex has. He's been improving it very, very well against Hill. Oh my god, like, when he dropped Hill and got on top of him and was hammering away at his face, those were brutal ground and pounds. And I'm sure, like, if he would have ended, like, the fight would have continued and he was on top of Yuri, he would have just pounded his face in and like actually put him out bad. So I'm like, I think it's a good stoppage. So in this fight, I feel like they're gonna let it go on a little bit more, and we see Yuri go out cold. Maybe not cold, but like definitively he's gonna be put away. That's my prediction. You know, I'm not gonna lie, I feel like I was yapping a lot in this video. Like I said, I'm a little rusty, but you know, I'm gonna stick by my picks, you know. See you guys around. Hope you guys enjoy the event, and see you guys soon. Like the video, please.